My specialism is European constitutional law. I look at the EU institutions, I look at relations between the EU and its member states, specifically the UK, the single market and free movement of persons in particular. So pretty much everything which is discussed in this debate is what I've spent my entire professional life working on. Now, for the most part, I have participated in this debate as an independent academic expert. I've acted as an advisor to the Cabinet Office. I've given evidence to various parliamentary committees. I've been acting as a consultant to the BBC for its coverage of the legal issues in this debate as well. But I will put my cards on the table, partly because it's true and partly because I feel increasingly that I've been forced to, that I am obviously going to vote Remain for one very positive reason, also for one perhaps more negative reason. The positive reason is that my 20-odd years of professional experience working on the EU has left me very clearly, very firmly of the opinion that it's in the national interest to remain what we are now, which is one of the leading powers within one of the most important international organisations on the planet. The more negative reason I have to say is one which is directly linked also to my work, which is I've just watched with increasing dismay as this referendum debate has unfolded. And I have to say, although the Remain campaign haven't exactly covered themselves in glory at points with their use of dodgy statistics, I think the Leave campaign has degenerated into dishonesty, really, on an industrial scale. Really, there's no other way to put it, on an industrial scale. And what I found particularly difficult, a bit like Janet, is I've dared to say some of these things aren't true, some of these things aren't actually accurate, and I found myself being sort of treated with personal insults about my credibility and my competence and so on. I was trying to think of a good analogy, and I think the analogy probably is, for someone who works in the field like I do, it's probably the equivalent of an evolutionary biologist listening to a bunch of creationists tell the public that creation theory is right and evolution is completely wrong. It really is that bad for someone who actually is a professional researcher in the field.